Hey guys, welcome to the channel. We just finished our homeschool day and I'm like, while all of this stuff is fresh on my mind, I wanted to sit down and share with you guys the journey that we have taken this year with my youngest daughter in schooling. If you followed along on monthly updates and all the things, even on our Instagram page, she has gone through this phase where she's like, I hate school. I don't want to read. I don't want to do math. I don't want to do anything that looks like school. And it has been a challenge. I had to sit down and really process and go through the steps that I've taken to where right now we are in a really great place. Do I think that it will last forever? Probably not, because literally nothing lasts forever. However, I do feel really good about where we are, and I just want to share my experience. My name is Morgan here at The Life of Tillmans. If this is your first time, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. If you are a returning watcher, thank you so very much for supporting the channel. It means the world to my family and I. And while I'm here, before I get started, Made to Homeschool, we're having a hangout, you guys. It is February the 29th. If you are not a member of Made to Homeschool, I will put all of the links down in the description, but this is a free thing. You don't have to be a member to come and hang out with us on the online community, guys. And so I'm going to put the link down low for you guys to join us. It is live. You will get to chat with us live. And I truly value that. That is one of the things that I love about Made to Homeschool. So check the description down below and hopefully I'll see you guys live on February 29th. So we've gone through this process with my first grader. We started our school year. I'll link her video where I shared the curriculum that we started out using for the school year. And we've been on a journey of reading this year. That has been my major focus for her for the 2023-2024 school year. And so I have not deterred from that. I have been like super committed to getting my daughter over this reading hump. And the goal is for her to be reading on her grade level by the end of this school year. I'm pretty sure that we're going to get there because she's doing so well right now. But we did not start out this way. It has not been an easy process. And I know sometimes we get discouraged and we're like, nobody is experiencing what I'm experiencing. But we all take different steps to get there. So if you take away any of these steps, hopefully they will help you. But the first thing I had to do, guys, was really look at my daughter. I'm like, what is it about her? And this is before I started doing anything with the curricula, okay? I'm looking at her and I'm like, okay, do we have some developmental delays that we need to work with? Some learning struggles that she is having? Is it me as her mother and her not wanting to do school with me? Does she truly hate math? Does she truly hate learning how to read? Does she really hate homeschool? Because she's like, I hate homeschool. I don't want to be here. I want to go to real school. And I'm putting quotes because she looks at our homeschool like it is not real school. And I'm like, this is real school. I got a little offended by my 6-year-old telling me that she wanted to go to real school. But I know she's 6. She has no idea what it's like to be in a public or private school. This is all she knows. But sometimes my oldest daughters will talk about, like when they were in the pre-K 3 and 4 program, they still remember that. And they're like, you know, these are the things we did. And we sat down with our friends and had lunch. And so she's hearing this. Also, like ABC Mouse, she's going to see children sitting in a classroom. Some of the things that we watch on television for educational purposes, she sees children in a classroom. So she knows that there is some other look of what school looks like, but she's never actually experienced it. So I'm working from the point of view of a 6-year-old who really hasn't experienced something, but is really curious about it. Following that, after I figured out that none of those things were really a major pain point, I really had to start to look at the curriculum itself. So the first thing I did after looking at my daughter was I decided, let's just take a break. Let's just sit the curricula down and do something else. She is very busy by nature. She's a child. She's 6. She wants to do everything. And sometimes sitting down for that 20 or 30 minutes, it just got repetitive for her. So I said, let's try just taking a break, resetting, not even using the curriculum. We pulled out supplements and went to games and all the things. I'm like, let's use something else. And so we did that. And we came back to the curriculum. And I still got the same thing. After about a week, she's right back to the, I hate school. I want to go to real school. So, okay, what's my next step here? Then I had to move on to evaluate the curriculum itself. Is this something that is just really not working for her? Is it not what she's needing? Is it too hard? Is it too easy? I don't know. Just all the things that you think about when you're like, let me assess this curriculum to see if it fits for my family. That is what I had to do. Is it too busy? Is the flow not good for her? Does she like more color? Like every little tiny thing. Now, am I going to switch a curricula because my child wants more color? No, I'm not going to do that. However, if I feel like there are major things that this curriculum is not meeting for my daughter as far as her needs, then yes, we will switch. I'm going through the curriculum, you guys. We have games and logic of English, which is her reading, spelling curriculum, phonetics. And then I'm going through Saxon math, level 1. And I'm like, we have manipulatives. We're up, we're moving, we're drawing, we're coloring. I mean, doing all the things. So I had to come to the conclusion that it really was not the curriculum. The next thing I did was ditch the plan of the curriculum. I'm like, okay, this order is not working. Let's change things up. We have the ability to do that. And all of these are things that I already knew. I knew that because I've done some of these with my oldest daughters. It just was a little different. She was very adamant about not wanting to school. So I had to just pull out everything in my toolbox to really get us to a good place. So ditch the curriculum plan. I switched things up, changed some things around. I'm like, maybe the order is different, or I allow her to pick. We just did some different things, and that helped. And I feel like every single one of these steps that I'm sharing with you guys, it kind of chipped away a little bit by bit, of her saying that she hated school or that she didn't like it. So it wasn't just one thing that I was able to do to take care of this. There were multiple steps, and that's why I want to share them with you guys. After that, I'm like, let me just ask her. Yes, she is 6. It did take some time, but I asked her, what is it that you hate about school? Tell me the things that you don't like. Then I moved on to tell me what you do like about school. What are things that you enjoy doing that we do every day? And then my next question to her was, share with me things that you want to do that maybe we're not doing with school. The lists weren't super long, but she did give me huge insight as to how she would like her school day to flow and what that would look like. Yes, we were definitely heavy on game suggestions, which I get that. She's 6. That is expected. So we were already playing games and using manipulatives for our math and our reading curriculum, but she wanted more. So I said, well, go to the bin, because we have an educational bin in our schoolroom that has all of the educational games. She went to the bin, y'all, and just started pulling out stuff. She's like, I want to play with this sometimes. I want to do this sometimes. And I'm like, okay, we're going to start doing that. So I started incorporating more games into what we were doing based off of suggestions that she had. So then after that, I just moved to scrapping anything that looked like school. If it looked like learning, we did not do it. If it was not wrapped up in a game or some type of exercise, we didn't do it. We just left it all alone. I put it all down. Now, what I did with that is I would read through the curriculum to kind of see where it's going so I can still stay on track with what we're using, because those curricula, logic of English and Saxon math, are great curricula. Some people don't like the K through 3 of Saxon math, but I've yet to have a problem with it. I have seen that format now using it with my youngest. We use K and now we're in 1. And I've also seen it with my older daughter. She's gone from 5-4 all the way up to 7-6. I am looking at these curricula and I don't just really find that there's anything that makes me say, I absolutely hate it. I cannot use it. This format doesn't work for me. And so I just had to get rid of it as far as pulling out the big Saxon book, pulling out the workbook pages. I just read through the lesson and I'm like, how can I teach this to her without ever pulling out any of this material? So that led me to the next thing, was just following her lead. I keep us on track with the course plan because I do love where each of these courses take us and how they progress within the learning process. But I also took the opportunity to follow her lead. And I'll be honest, as far as following her lead, it puts me in the mind of unschooling. And I do not have an unschooling personality. Bless you, mama, if you do. And I just wish I could do that. But I cannot 100% go into the unschooling environment. It just doesn't suit my personality, but it also doesn't suit our lifestyle with all of the planned things that we have going on for our girls. However, I allowed her to lead. So what that looked like was put 3 or 4 or 5 things out on the table that are related to the topic that we are discussing, and I would let her choose the first thing. And I know where the lesson is going because I've already prepped and read it. So now I'm like, okay, here's where the lesson's going. I'm just going to teach it to her just in a really fun, non-educational looking manner. She's going to get these concepts and we talk about it and we have a good time. Then I choose the next item that we work on. Then she chooses the next. So we go back and forth. Now, when I choose the things that I feel like she's less likely to want to work on, but it was still something that she had chosen or something that was fun for her to do. And that has really helped us with propelling in both her phonics and reading and spelling curriculum, which is Logic of English Foundation C, and also her Saxon Math 1. Make sure you subscribe because I'm just going to be sharing a lot about curriculum and our processes and just how we're moving through the year. It is that time of year, and I am already really assessing curriculum for the 2024-2025 school year. So make sure you subscribe and stick around for that. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, y'all. I am like ready to hit the ground running. I feel so good today. We've had an amazing week of school. So the very last thing that I have done with her is change our environment. We do change our environment on a normal basis. We go to the library at least once a week. We move around in our home. When the weather is nice, we're outside. But it's been winter time. We just came out of sickness. So many things have kept us in the house. And so changing up the environment whenever possible has really been a huge benefit. Is it work? Absolutely. You have to pack up things and remember what you need and get all organized and decide where you're going to go. And once you get there, you have to get settled in because your children are going to be super excited if this is not something that you do on a regular basis. But once you make it a part of your regular routine, and you can even commit to say, every Tuesday, we're going to go to the library and do a couple of hours of school. And then every Thursday, you may decide to go to a coffee shop or to the park if it's nice outside and do some school and play. My girls have been super motivated by knowing that once they finish the schoolwork at this park, they get to run over there and play. Or once we get done in this library area with reading and doing what we're doing, then they get to go to the computers and they get to interact with other homeschool children who are at the library. So that's very motivating for her to do that. You guys, my daughter is picking up books. She's grabbing things. I am walking downstairs and I hear her upstairs reading books. She is happy to get started with her math. She did her math facts worksheet from Saxon Math 1 all by herself the other day around 6 p.m. I was in the kitchen cooking and she brings it to me. She's like, Mom, I did it. Do you want to check it? I didn't even ask her. I had honestly forgot that we had not done the fact sheet that day, but she chose to go and do that. All of these steps that I've done have just really been chipping away at her desire not to school. And it's turning it into something beautiful. We're having a great time. I see that she wants to continue and be motivated to do things. She does still get frustrated if she has a hard time with something, but that's normal. I'm there to support her. But we have had a really good week, and I just had to hop on and share that with you guys.